BBC Radio Oxford. Right, it's 11:18 right now.
Adam Ball.
BBC Radio Oxford.
OK, it is time to find out why a restaurant and pub near you could have been rubbing shoulders with a world-renowned celebrity chef the other night. Or maybe there was more than one. More on the way about that one. Now, this is all thanks to the annual OxinaBox Food Awards, which this year did a bit of a very special twist. So, Katherine McAllister is the founder of OxinaBox and joins me in the studio now that the dust has settled. So, first of all, are you over your hangover, Katherine?
Oh, just about. I'm not sure everyone else is, though. I think the celebrating went on very late into the night, so I think there was probably a few sore heads all round.
I can well imagine. For anyone who doesn't know, then, could you just explain what the OxinaBox Food Awards are exactly?
Well, we hold them every year, and they're just a massive celebration of Oxfordshire's incredible hospitality industry. And we launched the voting a few months before, and 30,000 people voted.
Wow.
And they whittled down 200 nominees in 10 categories down to 4 finalists in each one, who were all invited and all came. We had 180 people at the North Wall. And then we announced the winners on stage.
Could you let us know what the night looked like then, I suppose, without giving away too many secrets that we're going to talk about in a second?
But it's really exciting.
As you walked in, what did you see?
It's black tie, it's champagne,
Wow.
it's amazing canapes. We have fantastic sponsors, Gold Star and Thomas Franks, and they help us put on a really amazing show. And everyone gets really dressed up, and it's the one night that they all get together. Because I think we all think they know each other really well. It's the one night they all get together and they really go for it.
And one night that you can pretty much guarantee really good food as well.
Yes, exactly. It's a lot of pressure.
I bet it is.
Yeah.
So who were some of the big winners then?
Well, we have 10 categories. Some of the most competitive ones. We had a split vote this year for the first time ever because it was so close, the voting, that even on the day it closed, there was a tie.
Wow.
And that was Best Gastropub, but eventually that was won by the Bat Lane in Woodstock. Our Best Newcomer is another massive category because it's so amazing for businesses to be open in the present climate, which is, again, one of the reasons the Food Awards is so important. And that was Chloe's in Charlbury. And Best Chef this year was Mark Chandler at the White Hart in Fifield. But the biggest category with the most votes is the pub bar category, and the voting goes absolutely mad in this one. But eventually it was won by the White Rabbit in Oxford.
Oh, wow. I bet all of these pubs were so over the moon and chuffed to have got where they got to.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of tears, and yeah, it's really exciting.
That'll be the wine.
Yeah. And the wine.
And the wine. What difference did it make celebrating our local food heroes, do you think? I mean, obviously they're happy when they win, but even if they don't win, just to be involved and be there, it's a big thing.
Yeah, it's a massive thing to get through. And the fairest way we think to do it is by public vote. So this is the public's favourite places.
And 30,000 votes.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a lot.
It's amazing.
It goes to show we love our food here in Oxfordshire.
Absolutely. And they so deserve it. They absolutely deserve it. You know, they work so hard, 7 days a week. And, yeah.
It is a bit of a thankless job sometimes as well, isn't it? Being a chef and spending all that time in a kitchen when the weather might be 40 degrees outside in some summers that we've had, and it's...
I know. Well, that's why we have it on Monday nights. It's chef night off. So they're all mostly off anyway.
Yes,
but that's why they celebrate so hard.
Well, also in the studio, we're joined by Kath, OxinaBox's event manager. So also welcome, Kath. So we've got Catherine and Kath.
Yeah.
This isn't going to be confusing at all. Kath, just tell us about this very special treat that you helped to plan for this, honouring one of Oxfordshire's best-known residents. I mean, there is a real story to this.
There is. Hello, thank you for having us. We basically planned a Secret Supplies Lifetime Achievement Award for Monsieur Raymond Blanc from Le Manoir.
Yes.
It's the 40th anniversary of Le Manoir this year, so it's a huge year for them, and they've maintained their 2 Michelin stars throughout their whole 40 years. So we knew it was time to really spoil Raymond and make a big fuss of him, and because he's such a huge supporter as well.
And he's
of OxinaBox.
co-hosted it with us 3 out of the 4 times we've done it.
Exactly.
He's always supported us from day one. He's been so generous with his time.
He is such a generous man.
Lovely,
and a
lovely
wonderful
man.
He's an
Yeah.
incredible legend. So we really wanted to spoil him.
And you did.
And we did. So a few months ago, Catherine and I basically started to plan a huge surprise for Raymond. And we reached out to lots of celebrity chefs and protégés of Raymond and families and friends.
His children.
And his children and colleagues, current colleagues and past. And nobody said no to us.
Wow, this must have been like an episode of This Is Your Life.
It actually
the
was.
music.
Well, there you go.
So working with the team at Le Manoir as well, because we had to have them on board. It was important that they also knew what we were doing and supported it, which they did wholeheartedly.
Because it was top secret.
Yes, totally top secret. But the big surprise was that Raymond's great friend Heston Blumenthal from the Fat Duck
Yes.
flew in from France.
Especially.
for Monday night. So when I spoke to him on the phone and asked him if he would come, he absolutely jumped all over it.
I bet he did.
He did not hesitate.
He
and
said
I couldn't
Raymond's his
believe
favourite
it.
chef in the world, and why wouldn't he
Yes.
come?
And they are best of friends, aren't they? They go
They
back
are.
absolutely years.
Yes.
Now, you got Heston on a plane.
That's right.
From France. But the thing here was he was actually staying at Le Manoir.
That's right.
And you had to somehow arrange for him to get in Le Manoir, get a room, sort himself out without being seen.
Well, we didn't
That's
think
right.
that would be a problem, except that they then rang us and went, "Oh, but Raymond's going to be here all day." So they booked him in under a different name, and then they had to hide him.
Would you
but
wheel him in
luckily-
a flight case?
in a suitcase, yeah. But he hid in his room. Raymond came to the wards, and then it was logistical, thanks to Kath. I mean, really,
Yes.
we had people waiting outside to secretly smuggle him in the back, and he was joined by...
That's right. He was joined by his great friend Daniel Galmiche, the French chef. They've been friends for over 30 years, since they were young men. And also by executive head chef at the Le Manoir, Luke Selby of Selby Brothers fame, who's an incredible chef. And they were also joined by Adam Simmons from the Burnt Chef Project on stage.
Who's amazing.
An incredible,
Absolutely amazing.
inspirational,
And they're
legendary
ex-Manoir.
chef.
Wow.
Also ex-Manoir, and we had Benoit Blin there from Le Manoir, and I think the Grosvenor in London, who's a very famous patisserie chef, he showed up too. So
Wow, all the stops were pulled out
And
for
then we
this.
had
They
a
were.
video montage, like with his children and famous chefs all over the world that played. I mean, it was a big...
it was a
if we were
huge
going to do it, we
undertaking.
had to do it properly.
Talk
Yeah.
to me about Raymond Blanc's reaction, though, as soon as he saw Heston. Like, what was the moment when was it when he first saw Heston? Was it walking onto the stage?
Well, we planned it so carefully and were very worried that it would not come off. You never really know what's going to happen. And we knew that we were going to have to just let it sort of go as much as we could. But we'd actually done a video with Heston, and he was such a great sport. And he recorded a video in France of him basically saying, "Hello, RB, it's your old friend HB. I'm here in France, as you can see. I wish I was there to give you a big hug. Congratulations on your Lifetime Achievement Award." And then we cut the video, and then Heston walked out on stage.
Ah, wow.
And so they picked each other up and kissed and hugged. And
Oh my God, I thought they were going to break each other's ribs.
Yeah, we all got
their
got
badges fell off.
goosebumps. Yes, everyone's badges
Everyone
fell
was
off.
crying. It was brilliant.
Oh, wow.
It was excellent, yeah.
It
and he was
sounds
so
perfect.
generous, actually, Heston.
We've got the video of them actually hugging when they're meeting on our
That's
reels.
right.
It's been watched nearly 10,000 times already.
Yeah.
There must have
Yeah.
been one tiny bit of disappointment that night, and that is that Heston wasn't cooking you something to eat.
Well, that's true, actually.
Yeah.
But, I guess there's still time.
Yeah, well,
they
that's
all
true.
went to Brasserie Blanc for dinner, actually, and had a really lovely time.
They
I
did,
think.
yes,
Yeah,
in
catch up
summertime.
properly.
Oh, it
Yeah.
sounds like a wonderful story. If anyone is listening right now and they want to know a little bit more about OxinaBox, is there somewhere they can go? Is there anything they should know about?
We've done a massive story about all the winners. We've got a massive story about Raymond, with both of which have got lots of pictures. And today we're running a massive piece with as many pictures, sort of atmospheric pictures, and as possible, so everyone gets a really good feel for it and how it went and what went down.
So if
That's
anyone
right.
searches for OxinaBox in their Google,
OxinaBox.co.uk
that's
and
easy to remember.
Instagram.
It's so easy to remember.
And look, there's loads of fantastic videos of Heston and Raymond on stage on our reels. So,
There are.
yeah.
And actually, of all the restaurants and cafes and pubs and chefs and people that won, they've all basically posted everywhere all over Instagram. You can just go in and see them celebrating. I think they were all absolutely thrilled. It was
Sounds
a
perfect.
beautiful night.
It does sound like it. Well, thank you both for coming in and sharing this with me, Catherine and Kath.
Thank you.
Really appreciate your time.
Oh, it's lovely to see you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Right, it's 11:28 on BBC Radio Oxford. This is Teddy Swims and Lose Control.